So like I said, man, when my father passed, I was like 11 years old. And I felt like after he passed, everything went downhill for me. For everybody who can relate, when they lose a family member, not that it's just hard to focus, hard to get back up, but you got to be real. When someone dies that's close to you, they don't just die. That piece of you dies and go with them too. And why it's so hard for you to keep moving forward? Because you're not ready to allow them to be free. And what I mean is you're not ready to let them go because you never wanted them to go. So every time the phone rings, you get up and you run into the phone because you feeling that it's them. Like you have a feeling like you know it's him and y'all need to stop playing with me or her. Stop playing with me. Every time the doorbell rings, the same thing. You jumping up, run to the doorbell. Like I knew they was coming home, but when they're not there, it's such a disappointment. It's like you go right through the same cycle all over again and over again, again. I know how it feels, bro. I had to deal with death my whole life, bro. And I'm not going to say it didn't affect me, but at the same time, I'm happy it did because if I didn't go through at a young age, I wouldn't know how to handle it as a man. That's why a lot of people, when they go through death, they don't know how to handle it because it's something that they never really dealt with. And even when sometimes it happens with a family, they try to push it to the side and keep going. You got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. I've been through so much satanic and demonic activity, so much spiritual warfare, you feel me? Of curses, being sacrificed. Like I dealt with all of that dark side. When I was 15, my niece and my nephew shot me in the head with a dust blunt. They smoked me, rolled me up, smoked me, dust, which is another word for the graveyard dirt. They put it in my weed and it bounced the chemical in my brain, and I've been seeing the underground since then. I've been like Nicki Minaj, Drake, and all. They got a song called "Seeing Green." I'm gonna say that I was seeing green. That presence is money, right? It's green. I was seeing that, like on the Sixth Sense. I see dead people, the ring and the omen and paranormal activity and the witchcraft or just the craft. I lived that. Things you see in the movies in my real life. I had to go in and out the psych ward. They just covered it up and labeled me schizophrenic and bipolar. They didn't even want to allow people to know what really happened. As Drake goes, the song God's Plan. It's a lot of bad things. They wish to me, they wish to North Side and still. That's it. That's it. Jay-Z got a song called Devils. That's it. Prodigy got a song that talks the same thing. Emil got a song that goes the same thing called Quarrels. I really lived that. I really lived it. You know what I'm saying? And it's been kept hidden. When I started exposing it and talking about things like that's a secret society, things that people do in a secret society, that's when a lot of people started dropping in my family and a lot of people who we all influenced by and we idolize and look up to. If you understand what I'm talking about. You know me, you just don't know that I'm him. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm not one of them and I'm not one of those, but I'm the one a lot of wannabes want to be. Real street legend. So you feel me? I went through it, rats all over my body, seeing images that it's not supposed to be real, especially at a young age. Like you're not supposed to go. It was real, but what can I do besides give it up to God? You know what I mean? I wasn't happy about it, but I had to make peace and box with my demons so my knuckle turned purple. Like gunplay. Sahi, you're my lonely, now I know. Friends, parallel or foe. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I went through it. There's a lot of songs and rappers who talks about it. But because you don't know, it's why it's called the secret, SOS. Secret society, because when you don't really know what's going on, it's more like a secret. But it's there, it's just hidden. It's hidden messages and everything, bro. Everything, bro. We just got to wake up and start paying attention to the signs that God has given us and read it. So it happened 9 times altogether. I mean, I go through the spiritual activity, the spiritual warfare all day. You know what I mean? Of certain things and rituals. But like, as far as a humiliation ritual, as far as the exact blood sacrifice, that happened to me 9 times by about a good 15 amount of different family members. Meaning like, even when it happened, there's probably 3 people who did it, but it was 4 people involved with it. It probably was 5 people who did it this time, but it was 6 of them involved with it. So like, it's like, even though it happened 9 times, there's probably about a good 15 amount of people who actually took parts of getting their hands dirty. You know what I mean? And I went through the ringer, so I was about 15 to like my whole life after that. You feel me? And that's what made me. It wasn't easy for me to just go to school. I couldn't just sit there and write an essay. I couldn't just sit there and listen to the teacher. I wasn't able to. Against my will, I'm hearing voices. How many people, let me know if you think you can concentrate with hearing voices, seeing something that's there that's not there, from the underworld, the underground, the Undertaker. You feel me? That's what I had to deal with, bro. It was real, bro. It was some of the worst feelings in my life, bro. And the worst thing about it was my family members. So imagine what it's going to be like to even want to, you ain't going to want to be around them. Those are the weirdest people in the world. Like, it's gonna hurt if it was a friend. because you put so much value into this person. You have so much expectations for this people. But with your family, you're never, ever, ever, ever going to expect your family to scoop that low to get high. Be the prettiest people doing the ugliest things, you know, for the road to riches and diamond rings. Meaning we all born children of God, but you will never see how fast your family member would do the devil worship into you. You would never think about it. You wouldn't. So as it happened and it consistently happened, it just made me feel like Pac. It was just me against the world, and I was in a maze like my mom's, and I just needed a way out, but I couldn't find a way out. So God would send me special people, free spirits with wild hearts, and they would come at times through the rituals, and once I do a little better, they got to go back on their missions. I'm being honest, bro. If it wasn't for God and what God sending me, I wouldn't be here to give you these stories. I'm being honest, because the demonic things I went through, no one makes it out alive. You don't come back after that. You don't. Because them dark spirits, they don't just leave. They come, and then when dark spirits come, they don't just leave. They come to feast. So they want to eat the meat and drink the blood. And that's why when you look at my hands, it's all dead skin there. My hair, there's no growth. It's dead. If I were to show you my feet, it's the same thing. It used to be worse. You know what I mean? But I got hooked up with this doctor who gave me some good old medicine that like kind of makes it go away. It's still there, but you see it's all dead. That's dead skin. Well, when I walked on water, and you can hear this from a lot of rappers. Nip got a song where he tells you can't come between it. I walked on water. Eminem, I walked on water, but I ain't no Jesus. Nas, what y'all smoking? I walked on water. And every song that talks about purple rain or smoking purple. Rocky ASAP got everything. It's purple. Lean with a rock with it. Purple my sock. Look at my sock. See the dead skin? What you mean? Blood in the block. They call me Dr. Doc. There's a lot of people talk about purple. Net purple haze been blowing me out. Is just a song with a mill, but he'll tell you what. If I faded off that Purple City weed smoke, faded. You got your life faded. Look at my hands. It's dead skin, right? That's faded. You even got the song with Tiger, faded. And everybody who talks about getting faded, Wiz Khalifa, he'll show you. Listen to the music. Don't forget, Cied, still blazing, still like, oh, it's real. If you really listen, like you know who I am. You know me. You know me. You just don't know that I'm him. Like people, you listen to music that's about my life all the time. You'll watch videos and movies where it's based off of, you know what I'm saying? Like you ever hear people rap about certain people? A lot of times it is based off of my life and the things I've been through. And when I started proving it, that's where a lot of celebrities end up being where they at. I would take their music and I would go show people that these places and things really exist in the world. You understand that? And that's very scary for people who like to keep things in control and order and program and have a secret society against us. Not gonna like that. So what I started to do was, because TikTok doesn't like to play a lot of my videos like that. Like I know if you talk certain things that they don't like, they'll give you like the boop boop and then it's a warning. So I mean, it's like you have to be careful. So what I started doing was promoting a lot of this type of, not this, but like really some other stuff on my other plot. Like I got a Facebook, you know what I mean? I put it on my reels on Facebook and I put it on my Instagram because they show me mad love and support over there. You feel me? So I'll put it on there because TikTok, they be kind of uptight with their work. They want you to stay to the program that they promoting. You feel me? So certain things you can't talk about on TikTok. So I choose not to do too much certain things on TikTok anymore. You know what I mean? But if you ever really want to see what I am and the things I'm talking about, that I'll show you a picture that you can't unsee and that is real, you have to go look at my Instagram reels and my Facebook reels. So if you want to check out my Facebook, it's my first name and my last name, Cied Belcher, Cied Belcher. You gotta check out the reels. And if you want to check out on Instagram, it's FlyGuyCi, FLYGUYCI100. You know what I mean? But like I said, follow me for more. Let's get it up with it. That's what kind of had my whole life messed up. My whole life, it's like I felt like that Jay-Z song. I'm gonna be a failure, surrounded by thugs, drug, pound from it can't be life. Like I listen to Jim Jones, My Diary, and a lot of other songs. Like everybody know Bobby Valentino, but he used to be in this group Blackberry Molasses, and I would put those songs on. Blackberry Molasses, it never changed, it never changed. You gotta keep pushing on. And it was like, because that's where I was at. I was dealing with so much darkness. I felt myself, broken spirit, brokenhearted, broken soul, brain dead, nothing. And not because I just chose to just give up on life, but when you going through so much torture, so much abuse, so much pain, so much suffering, there's only so much you could go through and take. It was like I couldn't get up. I couldn't get out. No matter what I chose to do, it was like they just kept coming with more demonic activity for me, more satanic, you feel me? Kept doing more rituals. Again, being more humiliation, with more blood sacrifice. I just kept dealing with so much spiritual warfare, bro. And it was like DMX, I'm slipping, I'm falling. It was real, bro. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand how come. It got to a point I didn't even care to want to. I just wanted out. And when you want out, that's when you even start to do things you wouldn't usually do, because you're just so tired of dealing with all this demonic activity. You just want to be in God's hand, because there's no other place perfect than that, and no one understands you, will never hurt you like everybody else done. I was there in my life, you feel me? And but one thing I never did, I never stopped talking to God. Like how I'm talking to you right now, I'm talking to God first. I never stopped that. I never stopped. Forget about church and because them church people talk a whole bunch of this and that about you, and they act like they're all almighty in God when we all children of God. Like you know what I'm saying? They act like they're perfect. None of us is perfect. What I'm trying to say is I just started to just want more relationship with God than religion. You don't see how all the religions be fighting with each other? I never want to be a part of that. I think that's nonsense too. Like you're trying to prove something that doesn't make sense. But what I'm trying to say is I had got a closer relationship with God myself. I would talk to God. I would really read the scriptures. I would really pray. I really have a conversation with God. I really talk to God. I really depend on God. I really wait for God. I really move with God. I really wake up with God, go to sleep with God. Everything is God first. And a lot of people, they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So because I never did that, it was the reason why he always had me up. Whenever they try to pull me down, God always would pull me up, because my faith, it was so strong in the spirit and in the soul that I was godly first. I was angelic first. And they didn't know that, but this is why I'm still here. God to tell me my mission ain't over here. Here, just resurrect me and bring me back to where I need to be to do what I'm doing right now. So this is why it's called God's plan. In North Cied, like I said, my mother's mother is the north. You know what I mean? I'm from the north. You know what I mean? Everything is up, and we from uptown, so that's north. But even like the jails, like in Valhalla and Sing Sing, the group homes like Jenny Carson's and Caprini's and all these other, these cottages, places and stuff. It's like when you live in the living hell, you have a happy death date. It's like being up north in a box, because you're going through so much like you feel me? Being up in the north is not all peaches and cream, especially in certain places. And for everybody, you go through hell. I was going through like Nas, like Mobb Deep and Prodigy. I was going through hell on earth. So North meant everything to me, and I'm always was off of North Broadway when I'm back in my hometown, Yonkers. You feel me? That's everything. That's where the lodge was at. That's where I grew up at. Next door from the boxing joint, where all the Freemasons was at that club. You feel me? That's where I grew up at. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? And there's North Baltimore. That's where my mother's mother was from. I have a lot of family out there. So North, it is really like a family legacy. And it's like dealing with family that actually chose to be part of a cult, doing sacrifices and humiliation rituals. It's like I'm breaking generation curses. Instead of me repeating the same mistakes or worse as most people in my family, I'm getting up and doing better instead of doing something strange for a piece of change. I'm not out here doing every altercation with violence, even though they call me Bang Bang and I'm from Murderville. You feel me? I'm out here using my mind as a weapon and trying to get these kids to see that you can become anything in life. You just got to keep going and actually have faith in that and never stop, never give up. Great motivation, dedication, inspiration, and ambition is the success to the keys of life. And that's what they gotta have that. You gotta remember that every time the devil knocks on your door. Because it's easy to have great motivation, ambition, dedication, and inspiration when you're just happy. But you gotta have that when it's hard. Most people don't have the heart to have that when it's hard. They give in and give up to their problems. And that's the difference between the celebrities that you see doing it now. The people you see on YouTube and all of these social media platforms, because a lot of them didn't just choose to give up. That success don't just happen overnight for everybody, bro. It's hard work, it's dedication, there's motivation, there's inspiration, and ambition, which becomes success and their keys to life. Because if they would have gave up, they would never get close to their dreams. And you got to see that in life. Just because you have problems doesn't mean that the sun won't shine again. You know what I mean? You have to. But the devil the negative things we go through in life make us feel like that. And when you feel like that, and it's in your mind, it's in your body, it's in your spirit, it's in your soul, it gets in your flesh, your skull, your blood, and your bones, you just give in and give up to the program of the negativity. You got to start rising above it. Even if you ain't got nobody else to do it for you, you got God, and you is all you need. And when people see you really doing good and you really trying, God's going to bring the right people in your life. He's going to bring the right family members, the right prayers, the right preachers. He's going to the right places at the right time. I'm telling you, it's not going to just happen overnight for everybody. And sometimes God wants to see how far you go. Remember, everything that we go through and we live on this earth is a testimony of our faith. Even the negative things more. That's why sometimes God allows things to happen. To see if you're about to see what comes next, what you would do next. Would you still choose God? Would you still choose fight? Would you still choose to be a better you? How would you treat people who love you? Would you change because you going through something? Like I'm being honest, it's a test of our faith. You know what I mean? So it's like in life, bro, I just always chose to get right with God first. And even though I'm still going through it, I'm not where I used to be. I used to have to drink and smoke through this thing. I used to have to, my children, my nieces, like, they became like my cousins, like the young generation became my best friend, because it was just like us. Like even when it was back to when Cied from Brookside, the commercial, I actually come from Brookside. That's my block. Wild 90s, Wild 100 BRK. All my baby girls in 100 BRK. It was just us. When I was going through the demonic activity, it was just my block is Spanish, my people's is Spanish. It was just that. That's all I had. That's what God brought in my life at the right time for that moment. You understand? Now they all beautiful. They basically women. Like, you feel me? So it's like I gave them so much love, and they gave me the same unconditional love back. And it feels amazing when you don't have to feel like you can't get the love from people you love, but God still brings some people that's real to come and celebrate you, because we all need it. We all need a helping hand. We all need a hug. We all need some brother and sister to lean on when it's rough and rugged. You know what I mean? So I thank them the most, like, because without them, I would probably still be smoking and drinking. I was doing a lot of things, but it was like the consistency of the love and support and comfort they gave, completing me and not giving up on me when it seemed like I didn't even care, or I gave up on myself, and giving me the closure when I needed is what made me a better person. And they wasn't the only people. It was even as times as I went by and I might went through something, like even before Catherine Craig passed, before Elise Finch passed, like DMX passed. It's always God to always send somebody to you to make you blossom. You just got to pay attention to the signs, just like you got to pay attention to the warning signs before destruction. And that's how I choose to live my life, bro. And it's a blessing to feel this way, because I go through the ringer, bro. Now, you probably don't understand, but I understand your pain. I've been through it all. How can I not? I'm here with you. It's just a shame that most people don't understand that when you got a good thing until it's gone. You feel me? Like, so it's like I celebrate my people. I don't like arguing with my people. I don't imagine us arguing. The next thing you know, you walk around the corner and get hit by a car. You get in the highway and we get in the highway and we get into a car crash. Like, you don't know. You could just be walking somewhere and people start shooting. You don't have to be the target, but because people don't know how to aim, they don't know how, they just running like this and just shooting. You don't know what can happen. You understand? I'm trying to make great examples in life to how easy it is for it. You don't never know what's the next thing that's going to happen. So you got to live it up to the fullest and don't hold grudges with your people. That's something small to a giant. You feel me? You can't let one situation stop you from living your best life and living your destiny. Every day I wake up, through all the things that I went through, gives me the strength to prepare for my dope ass future. I'm going to say it again. Every satanic, demonic activity, every negative thing a family member did, everybody who left me behind, everybody who stopped showing up and showing out, showing me love, all that pain and suffering that I went through, all that darkness, the toxic energy, the low vibration, all of that I went through, made me become a better me today and prepare for my dope ass future. So every day I get up, I work on ways of being a better me. Not being a bitter me, but being a better me. And I'm telling you, I'm not where I used to be. I'm not where I used to be. I might not be where I want to be at this moment, or where I thought I'd be at this moment, but I'm nowhere where I used to be. Now imagine what I could be at the end of the year. Imagine what I'm going to be at the end of that. Give me 5 years, bro. I'm gonna be where I need to be. I guarantee you in 5 years, I will not be where I'm at today. You understand? But I'm trying to tell you, it doesn't just happen overnight for everybody. Everybody don't just blow up every night. Like I told you, if I probably had Jay-Z in my corner, Beyonce, I'm going to be, bing, I'll probably be a billionaire before 5 years. As I'm doing my numbers right. I know I'm going to be a millionaire before the end of the year because look who I got as my entrepreneurs. I got Beyonce and Jay-Z. But when you got to really struggle and you got to put your own work in, as Nipsey Love, RIP the great neighborhood nip up, the 10 toes down, you got to stay 10 toes down until you get to where you're going. And it's going to work. And that's what everybody's going to make your success. You didn't have a handout. You didn't have nobody helping you. You didn't have nobody carrying you. You had to really get up every day and prepare for your dope ass future. I like that. And that's why I respect you. Because everybody else, they look for a handout. They look for somebody to put them on. They look for somebody to give them that opportunity to chance. You're grinding to make it work. And in the right time, I'm telling you, God's going to send the right people in my life. He's going to send the right prayers. I'm going to be at the right place at the right time with the right people, the right family, the right lovers, the right producers. Like everything's just going to start clicking on God's will, not on my will, but on God's will. And because a lot of people don't have faith in God, they'll never last to see that happen because they're giving and give up. It's been 2 years, bro. It's been 5 years, bro. Nothing. Man, fuck it. I'm just gonna go hit the block. And all you probably needed was another week, and it would have happened. Like you was gonna end up going to this place and meet. Like you probably was gonna go to Atlantic City and you was gonna meet somebody who had the right connections, who probably was following you and waiting for the right time. Like you don't know. Somebody was talking to somebody about you and it got into the right hands from a cousin who knew a producer, and the producer couldn't wait to reach out to you. He just had to get things straight on his end. You feel me? To make those plays happen. And then you just gave it all up. Like, yeah, and this is the same thing with most people. When they start to blow up, then they start going back to the streets and get locked up and get killed. Like everything is about to work in your favor. And then you just choose to just force your hand. Like you just choose to just let the devils take you away. And they know what they're doing, because when the people notice when you got something good, they love to stop your destiny any which way they can. It don't always got to be someone bring you back to the trap. It don't got to be someone putting something in your food or your drink or your drug or your weed. Sometimes they could just touch something of yours, wish negative on something of your life, run up in your house and take all your stuff. Like any which way that the devil feel they could break your spirit. You understand what I'm trying to say? Sometimes that's why they have let your family member come in and do it, because you'll be so devastated when a family member hurts you. You have too much expectations for them. You'll give your lives to your family. And that's why the devil, these devilish people, when they do what they do, they try to sit and observe and watch us to see what our weakness is and see which ways they can come in. And they play this game every day, trying to stop God's children from being better. But we got to be the ones that keep, not rise above it once, keep rising above it. Show our worth. We got to, bro. We men, right? It's like, yeah, then we should be able to show that. We should be able to show that. There's no way we should be copping out to something that's small to a giant. And I'm guarantee you, if a lot of people had to go through what I had to go through, you'll see the real difference of what pain is and suffering is. So I thank God that y'all don't, because I feel that the world will be way worse than what it is. Because look what they complain about. Nonsense. I'll tell you, I'm hearing voices and seeing things. I go through demonic and satanic activity. I've been sacrificing the humiliation rituals. You act like it's something simple and it's normal. But someone talk about their car, it's the biggest deal. Like, you talk about things that you can get back times 10. My brain is messed up, bro. I can't bring that back if I wanted to. And it's not my fault. I didn't do it. I didn't sacrifice myself. I didn't know they was going to do it all the time they did it neither. But that's what I get for having love and faith in my family. So my family was the first one to fuck me, to bullshit me, to water. Damn. The first one to curse me, bro. So after that, it was like, if I can't expect love from my family, how can I ever expect it from anybody else? And even though I felt like that, that's a survival mode that you live. Doesn't mean my whole life has got to be like that. Like I said, I've been working with God. God's been working with me. And he's slowly starting to let me not even say slowly. On God's will, he's bringing the right people, the right places, the right family into my life. And it's all going to work out. But y'all got to remember that too through your rough and tough times. It's going to work out. Some people might lose one family member and they feel like it's the end of the world. I told you, I lost 30 something family members in 2 years. 2 years. 30. How am I still standing, able to smile like this? Still have this great motivation to give you, still drop jewels to you, still could be a great admirer, inspire, a great philosopher. How can I still be this person? You got to see that there's a God if you need a reason, because it's him that's running through me to give you this knowledge. It's him. Everything works through him, bro. You just got to feel it and show it, bro, and never stop, especially when the devil knocks on your door. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here because I got a lot of things to do. But like I said, follow me for more, man. Let's get it up with it. Let's go. So for those who always want to ask questions and wonder why, how come I ain't got this, or how come I ain't got that, or what's really with him, or what it is, it's a lot that's with me, and there's more than that, and there's more than that. But if you pay attention to what I'm showing you, besides what someone talk about me, just like I should do with you, if I pay attention to what you're showing me, besides what the next person say about you, I will understand you more. Because I ain't listening to a story, I'm seeing a picture I can't unsee. So let's go, man. Start living your life like that. Stop just listening to people's emotions and pay attention to action. Stop just listening to what people saying and pay attention to a picture that you can't unsee. That's what reveals the truth about everything and anybody. And all you need is time for them to keep showing you who they are. That's it. So let's get it, y'all. Up with it.